Hi, welcome to Ocean Yomi's channel. So today I'm gonna cover what I just posted up today because I feel like I need to talk about it basically. So I have posted up about a child actor who was exploited by his parents and he was homeless. Um his story has been all over TikTok for a while. So it just seemed like he's putting the word out because um, we know from channels and YouTubes that children can be exploited and they get the parents make money out of them, etc. And then it gets literally the child, it could be traumatized, left with not much, and certain things be going on. So today I'm going to cover that. Let me just adjust the screen a little bit. So yeah, maybe I'll just leave it like that. So today, this is what I'm going to be doing today. So today I'm going to play what I put up on my one of my videos. I think it's a short. It's a short. Okay. So I'm going to play him explaining a little bit. Okay. I'm going to play him explain a little bit.
Since the age of 10, and I'm not the only one. I worked as a child actor and every paycheck was taken. And the worst part was, I'd never even know how much I was earning per show. By the time I was 17, I was homeless. I thought I could have a future to look forward to, but no. No money, no savings, nothing. My future that I thought I had, completely destroyed. And this isn't just my story. Many kids in the UK are pushed into acting not for their dreams but for their paychecks, as there's no laws protecting child actors and their money. Parents can exploit the system. There's no law to protect us, no way to ever know what we earn, or any way to get help. I'm sharing my story to raise awareness. If you're a child actor or no one, ask questions, seek transparency, and let's make a change. Because to be honest, we deserve better. I was exploited by my parents since the age of 10.
And I actually don't remember him, it's so strange. I watch a lot of movies and a lot of films and a lot of this and a lot of that, and I do not remember this young man. It's so strange. But I have been seeing that how right they have been a few things that he has been doing to get him out of homelessness. Now he this is rare because he has a platform that he can like use to better himself or the betterment of himself. But many others don't have the same opportunity as that. Or if not, right, as we know that people fake homeless. Now, this young man it's real interesting, real interesting. But they said that he used his social media. The social media came to his rescue. So he was left homeless at 17. He's left homeless at 17. Let me see if I could get a better look on him. Okay, so let me do this one as well. So it just shows how deep the exploitation goes to certain stuff. And it comes down to this. So Lukey actor John Val says social services reached out about accommodation after the fan response. So fans had to respond so that he can come out of this situation. Oh, hold on a minute. sorry, life and stuff. So he left home due to abuse from his parents and has been homeless since. Everyone's gotten it out there, and it's really helped me. Thank you. Now he's got accommodation. He's got accommodation now, which is why he's reaching out and he's doing this for other child actors, you can say, because child actors get exploited too. We hear about this all the time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to his. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I don't remember him though. So strange. Okay, I'm gonna go over here because I wanted to go in a little bit deeper where this is concerned. Not everybody deserves
as a personal trainer, Jack explained the mental health struggles he's been facing and claims he'd suffered abuse.
I struggle with mental health. I have autism, ADHD, and being screened for bipolar and psychosis. I can't stay at my grandparents as my granddad is terminally unwell. I have nowhere else to go, and I need help. Social services refuses to help me, despite what I have told them.
He then explained how he's been living in a trailer with smashed out windows, currently living off snacks and sauces, as well as facing no electricity. Just a day later, Jack shared another update, breaking down into tears when learning his video caught the authorities' attention. While Jack said there were no promises, this was the first time he'd been considered for accommodation, and then thanking those who helped get the word out about his situation.
Hi, I'm a famous actor. I'm 17, and I'm homeless.
A Marvel star has recently revealed they're currently homeless with nowhere else to go. 17-year-old Jack Veal, best known for playing Kid Loki in the first season of Loki, took to social media to beg the public for help. Currently working as a personal trainer, Jack explained the mental health struggles he's been facing and claims he'd suffered abuse.
I struggle with mental health. I have autism, ADHD, and being screened for bipolar and psychosis. I can't stay at my grandparents as my granddad is terminally unwell. I have nowhere else to go, and I need help. Social services refuses to help me, despite what I have told them.
He then explained how he's been living in a trailer with smashed out windows, currently living off snacks and sauces, as well as facing no electricity. Just a day later, Jack shared another update, breaking down into tears when learning his video caught the authorities' attention. While Jack said there were no promises, this was the first time he'd been considered for accommodation.
Okay, well, I was just looking something. Now he has literally archived his journey to get him the accommodation, right? To get him his accommodation. And he used his platform so that he can help others, you can say. Because after he explains about what happened, he went out and he also went and helped other people. So this part I'm going to play, I think. I'm going to play this one too. The power of social media. This is the power it has. Okay.
News. 17-year-old Kid Loki actor left homeless. Here's how social media came to his rescue. In a new update, Jack Veal says he is no longer homeless, thanks to the outcry that followed his TikTok videos. By Meredith Evans. At just 17, Jack Veal has already appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing Kid Loki in Loki, and has even appeared in the acclaimed dark comedy The End of the Effing World.
Sorry, I didn't realize the mic was on. So we know from watching children in the past that children has come out saying that how they have been exploited by their parents, and this one is no exception at all. He's no exception. And the fact that he's speaking out and he's letting everybody know what's going on and how his parents used him so that they can, put him out there as an actor, but then in the long run now he's the one who's not in a good position. And this is known, been known for long as I can remember. Even Disney, Raven Simone, all those child actors now who either have a problem, Orlando Brown, you either have a mental problem, something's going on with them, something happened to them when they go to the studios or whatever. Now this one, most people put their children in modeling or whatever the case may be, but with that comes a price, because now like your child is like a price, is given as a price basically, and it's not equally met. To me, if the child's investing, then there should be investment for the child, so they have something later on to fall on. This is why people's always questioning people like Ryan's World and others, people on YouTube who still exploit their children on YouTube to this day. But then at the same time, like, the children gets nothing out of it. So this later on, like, shows what happens to children when they are put in certain places where they are not the ones who is getting the money or not being invested in. Like, and I'm not saying that how you shouldn't invest in a house or whatever as a parent, but then at the same time, it's the child that's doing the work. So there was one here too.
Quiet on Set highlights how we don't keep child stars safe in Hollywood or online. Disclosure statement. Edith Jennifer Hill does not work for, consult, own shares in or receive funding from any company or. The new documentary Quiet on Set investigates children's television station Nickelodeon from the late 1990s to the early 2000s. The 5-part series highlights the abuse many child actors faced while working for the station. The child stars on these shows, now adults in their 30s, share their experiences working on the Nickelodeon sets. The series raises questions about the protections in place for child stars, both in and out of the film industry. There are clear parallels between the lack of protection for working actors and the exploitation of children who are the faces of popular YouTube, Instagram and TikTok accounts. These children face no clear working hours, massive opportunities for financial abuse, and insufficient protection from sexual predators. Quiet on Set. In Quiet on Set, stories are recounted of child actors and their parents feeling uncomfortable on set, the use of inappropriate humor for children's television, and the difficulties women had in and out of the room. Quiet on Set highlights how we don't keep child stars safe in Hollywood. There are clear parallels between the lack of protection for working actors and the exploitation of children who are the faces of popular YouTube, Instagram and TikTok accounts. These children face no clear working hours, massive opportunities for financial abuse, and insufficient protection from sexual predators. Quiet on Set. In Quiet on Set, stories are recounted of child actors and their parents feeling uncomfortable on set, the use of inappropriate humor for children's television, and the difficulties women had in and out of the writer's room. More seriously, the series also spotlights 3 men who became convicted sex offenders while working on Nickelodeon shows: Brian Peck, Jason Handy and Ezel Channel. Peck, convicted of sexually abusing child star Drake Bell, is at the center of much of the series. Episode 4 highlights the many people in the industry who wrote letters of support for Peck while he was in court. The series explored how these men were put in positions of power and were able to exploit the young people who were often in their care. What laws protect child stars? The majority of events in Quiet on Set took place in California. There is no single consistent law in the United States that protects the safety of minors in the entertainment industry. Each state has a different standard of protection. Laws vary for standards around breaks, education, and parental or guardian involvement on set. The most famous protection for child stars is the Coogan Law, which protects the money a child star earns. Jackie Coogan with Charlie Chaplin in a scene from Chaplin's 1921 silent film The Kid. AP photo/file. The Coogan Law was enacted in the mid-1930s after child star Jackie Coogan successfully sued his family for spending the money he earned. Under the current iteration of the law, 15% of the child's income must be placed in a fund which cannot be accessed by the parents, to be made available to the child once they turn 18. This law is only in effect in California. Quiet on Set highlights how other laws, specifically child labor laws, were violated on the Nickelodeon shows. And, worse, how the industry failed to protect the children from predators. After his conviction, Peck was hired at the Disney Channel to work on another children's television show. Unfortunately, the enforcement of laws around children working in entertainment varies between countries, production companies and individuals. There are current laws in the United States and Australia that protect children's working rights, but it is clear these are not consistently enforced. Alison Stoner, a former child star, has spoken about how the unsafe working conditions she endured left her malnourished and chronically stressed. Labor laws were in place at this time. Child stars online. Now, child stars are not limited to those who appear on television shows or in movies. Many children rise to fame online, with arguably larger potential audiences and different risks for exploitation. Current research shows children do not like their images or activities being shared online without their consent. Likewise, we are becoming increasingly aware of the dangers of sharing footage of children online when it comes to sexual predators. The now adult children of family channels have begun speaking out about the exploitation they received at the hands of their parents when the intimate details of their lives were shared without their consent. One child reflected in an interview in Teen Vogue on the immense pressure she was under when she realized her family's income relied on her performance on YouTube. The eldest daughter of the 8 passengers YouTube family, Sherry Frank, has spoken about her abusive home life since her mother's arrest late last year. The 8 passengers family is one extreme example of the exploitation that can run rampant for children online. Many popular channels are now removing their children's faces from their public profiles. These are often influencers who share their children, rather than family channels with content that revolves entirely around their children's lives. Popular creator Maya Knight has said now her children are toddlers. She has decided not to show them anymore. I'm making a choice for my daughters to protect them. Read more. YouTube influencer Ruby Frank will go to prison for child abuse. What are the ethics of family vlogging? Better laws, better enforcement. As is clear from the reporting in Quiet on Set, and the stories of children who grew up on social media, the existing laws protecting child stars need to be more tightly enforced. These laws should also be expansively protect the health, finances and safety of children of online influencers. For all working children, there needs to be clear and hard limits on working hours, education and finances. Currently, hundreds of thousands of children are publicly shared online by parents and receive no formal protection. If we agree as a society it is acceptable to have children working in these online spaces, we need to have safeguards in place to protect them, and education for parents about the real risks they are subjecting their children to. Quiet on Set is now streaming on Binge. Read more. Britney Spears' memoir is a reminder of the stigma and potential damage of child stardom.
So, I think I've played this one before on my other channel, you know. It's strange. It still sounds familiar. But yeah, so I always talk about Ryan's World, because Ryan's World was very, he seemed like he was happy at the beginning of being a influencer. And I feel it's the same for whether a child's a child actor, a model, or whatever. At the beginning, it's all nice and roses and stuff like that. But as they get older, it changes. You see what I'm saying? So, being that how the actor, I even forgot his name now. Jack is a good example of that, because like he obviously he didn't get the benefits of being a child actor, where like he was able to have money, so when he gets older he can get a flat, he can do certain stuff or whatever, right? And it's important that how like these things are spoken about. Now I had to go to the UK one because, you know, I'm in the UK and stuff. So I want to hear what the UK on child exploitation is saying as well.
Growing up in front of a camera, the worrying trend of family influencers documenting every second of their children's upbringings. It's not out of the ordinary for parents to capture moments of their children growing up. However, how ethical is it when families are profiting from these memories and, by extension, the lives of their children? With brand deals and ad revenue up for grabs, it doesn't come as a surprise that it feels as if there's a new family vlog channel gaining popularity every week. Moments from cooking together to doctor's visits are recorded by parents and posted on YouTube with monetization on, meaning creators can profit from ads running before, during and after the video. This rise in family vlog channels worryingly mirrors the experiences and exploitation faced by child stars of TV and film. There has been a recent case of an American family vlog channel removing itself from YouTube and other platforms due to the prosecution of the mother, Ruby Franca, who pleaded guilty to 4 counts of abuse towards 2 of her children. Previously, Franca was the owner of the successful channel, 8 Passengers, where she vlogged the daily lives of herself and her family. During these vlogs she would give parental wisdom and an insight as to how she handled bad behavior in the household. The warning signs were there. She would boast about not providing lunch to her daughter, who had forgotten to take it to school earlier that day, and one of the eldest children lost the privilege to his bed and was forced to sleep on a beanbag for 7 months after pranking his brother. All these moments were captured and shared to her channel, which had millions of subscribers at the time, framed as advice on how to discipline your children, or jokingly dismissed when audiences critiqued Franca. Many former child stars of YouTube have come out to say how difficult it has been growing up in the eyes of the public, both socially and emotionally. It should be noted that I'm not claiming that every family vlog channel is guilty of the same crimes Franca has committed, and this case is an extreme example of the type of abuse that children can face when they are not treated as autonomous individuals. The case of 8 Passengers does, however, bring into question overall how ethical it is to record and publicly post key childhood moments for the parents' monetary benefit. Many vlog channels brand themselves as wholesome and allow outsiders a look into what life is like within their family unit. This varies between different channels, of course, but if you search family vlog in YouTube you'll soon find results with children in thumbnails with clickbait titles describing their latest family drama, often at the child's expense. We had to rush him to the doctor's /3-day in hospital, my daughter is missing, are just some of the titles you're given. At the core of these vlogs is exploitation of children, turning them into their parents' own content farm. Take the example from before, my daughter is missing was not just from one video. The title was used by multiple different family vlog channels with the exact same thumbnail, even down to the t-shirt color which has obviously been edited in to mimic the original video. It is clear that after the success of the original video, others followed suit in an attempt to gain the same popularity. They are baiting their audiences into thinking that something awful has happened to their children only for the video to be about a prank or challenge, exploiting their children for views without them comprehending what is going on. Children do not have the cognitive capacity to informatively consent to their lives being shared with, in some instances, millions of strangers. Their privacy is disrespected, and they ultimately end up being treated as commodities or a source of income for their parents. Furthermore, by earning money through their involvement, albeit unwilling or unknowing involvement in many cases, the children are essentially working without pay. There are claims from family channels that most of the earnings go into improving the family's quality of life, or a college fund. However, parents should be providing for their children in the first place without exploiting them. Also, many of the family influencers come from a place of wealth before they become popular. Most parental influencers would not be popular if it weren't for their children. It is an unfortunate pattern that the channels who choose to show the faces and full names of the children end up making more than the influencers who make the ethical decision to keep their children anonymous. It is a financial decision to use children as props without their knowledge and consent, which at its core is a disregard to their status as autonomous or even potential future autonomous persons and ethically, morally wrong. Overall, extreme cases such as Franca show the influence and popularity that can be obtained by those undeserving through the exploitation of what they deem as their property. Most family channels, to our knowledge, don't abuse their children to the extent as seen in the case of 8 Passengers. However, the lack of regulation of channels and child safety on the internet is leading to exploitation and abuse of minors. Without intervention there will be more cases similar to 8 Passengers, as YouTube child stars may eventually fall into the category and patterns of traditional child stars that face similar abuse from parents for the same financial motivations. This brings into question if it is ever ethical to post content featuring your children for money and popularity. Personally, if there is an intent to profit from content featuring your children as actors or in most cases props, that is unethical. Your children are not your property, nor do they have the full capacity to consent to being posted online. The prospect of earning money through content featuring children only encourages family channels that have the potential of creating abusive and toxic environments for children as they grow up, negatively affecting their quality of life now and in the future. Related blogs. 1. Disinformation is threatening democracy and governments are only half listening. 2. Let's drop the obsession with net migration figures. 3. The ethics of
Right. So the one child actor I can really think of was Corey Haim, because Corey Haim and Corey Feldman went through a whole lot of things while being child actors as well. River Phoenix, trying to think of a lot of them. There was a lot of actors. River Phoenix being the biggest one for me because I used to like River Phoenix, and when I heard that he passed in the way he passed, I think he passed of an overdose. Corey Haim was also very talented actor in his young days, you know. The movie The Lost Boys was the most famous one of them all, because I was a great fan of The Lost Boys, and I remember watching it like 10 times. when I heard what happened to Corey Haim and what he went through, I mean, even though this is two different stories, being that Jack one is a homelessness story, and Corey Haim was a much more deeper one. I would say, well, you know, it's about the same, but in different capacities, right? So Corey Fieldman, right, used to talk a lot on now in his big age about how he felt that he wasn't there for his friend because he knew that things was going on with his friend and he didn't have the power to stop it. And it's like the parents handed them over to the industry. You know what I mean? So they was actually the ones who went through a lot. You know what I mean? Corey Haim, River Phoenix being one of them. Most of the Brat Pack, if you know about the Brat Pack, then you know what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm going to show Corey Haim chatting on being a child star.
Three alternate endings. I just things will go on a little bit differently when you go through. I can guarantee you that much. But I'm not really looking at Lost Boys right now. I'm just going with my other things that are coming out. Haters, Cranks High Voltage. Did some it's coming on Spike TV for the writer's strike. So did it all for free and stuff just to kind of help the writer's strike. And it's like 4 offers in 2 days. 2 of them are like, here's 90 cents for a month to be in it. You know, with no script, no financing. I'm just happy to be here today, man. Like being welcomed again. It's really nice to see everybody, especially Roger. Roger's my boy, man. PR. I've known that guy for 26 years. So I'm an old dinosaur now with new bones. Here we go.
Well, we have license to drive too.
I want to do license to fly.
License to fly.
So this time I get to get impregnate Heather instead of my mom by my dad.
Oh my God.
I rip off like a plane or helicopter, even though I failed my test.
Yeah.
Like in the movie Blow with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
They snap it. They snap the chain. That take.
Now, though he's here talking like this. So, though Corey Haim is speaking or making jokes with the crew there, you know, he had a lot of demons riding his back at this present time. A lot of demons literally riding his back. I'm trying to find the one where Corey Fieldman spoke out. Trying to find out where Corey Fieldman spoke out, because they went through a lot of. I know I keep saying they went through stuff that most children shouldn't even go through. I don't even think I can play that one. No, sorry so much. And this one has music. Let me see if I could find one where they talk. Where are they? When you're looking for them, when you're not looking for them, you find them. When you're they will have music on them. Okay, let me see if I can find it my way then. Okay. So as like I said, as we see Corey Haim sitting here, he's just talking, but really he has a lot of demons riding his back at this present moment. So he's just talking about a movie right now. So let's just go to another one.
You know it.
Corey, I'm sitting right here.
I don't need to do that. I don't have to do that.
Corey, I'd love to see you even attempt to do something like that.
Are you kidding me?
Do I look like I'm kidding you right
You're
now?
an easy target, bro.
I'm right here. Let's do this. I'm right here. Hit me with the hardest bolt you got.
Now, why would I want to try and hurt you?
Corey, you opening up to the world about me having a knife in my pocket. And the reason I wear this, man, is like to cover up some scars I have. Because like I used to cut into myself. Because it's a way to feel. I hear. And like mentioning that, you just rip the envelope, man. I'll go you one better. You let me get around in my life, man. Raped, so to speak. When I was about 14 and a half, and I'm saying this right now, by the guy you still hang out with, and tell me I'm 14 and a half, take responsibility. You know exactly what I'm talking about. What'd you do, man, when you saw that going down when I was 14 to me? What'd you do? You knew about it. Besides being his best friend, what'd you do? What'd you do? Tell us what you did, man.
I believe
Lines of cocaine with me. God bless you.
You want to talk about the truth? Okay, well, then let's talk about the truth. I was being molested at the same time by somebody else. What'd you do? What'd you do?
Talk to you about it.
You talked to me about it?
Yeah, sure. You told me while I was sleeping, this happened, this happened. I'm like, dude,
right.
You weren't sleeping? Yeah, I was sleeping. Tried to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Were you sleeping?
I was awake, Corey. I was very aware of what's going on with me. So we might take this to go.
Okay.
Would be the probably smartest thing to do.
You know what?
Corey,
you want to put all that shit on the table?
You want
about all
just
that?
Put you in the ground, kid.
Okay.
Really, it's not good. Me around you is detrimental for my health, man. You're really, 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 really up in your head, kid. And I really don't want to be a friend anymore. I can't. It's not that I don't want to be. I can't.
Well, that's where it's at.
I can't.
Ever wonder what sets successful traders apart? It's not luck and it's not gambling. It's a skill.
So that was Corey Haim and Corey Fieldman going backwards and forwards about what they saw or when they was around each other, what they heard, what they knew. A lot of regrets there. You can hear the regrets and all that as they are fighting against each other. They was quite close best friends. And I feel that how like when Corey Haim passed away, I feel that it hit Corey Fieldman pretty badly. Even though like you see them having the backwards and forwards there about what had happened to them while being in the Hollywood side of stuff. and being now because of the Nickelodeon thing that came out, I can't remember how long back, because I remember I watched Cola when she covered it, that how right these as far as it can go to the exploitation of children being child actors. Like you have like even sometimes right when they are put into certain movies, you have to question what is going on with the adults that are there. Like, where are their parents? Why are they approving that these children go through with certain films? Hollywood has always been known for the lowest stuff ever going, the underground and all this, and being how people have come out and have spoken about a lot of stuff that has gone on where children is concerned in Hollywood. So when I see a actor that is destitute and all this, it's not really surprising. I wish that many people can use their platforms so that they can put out what's going on, especially coming as a child actor, a family, being part of a family channel on YouTube, particularly. Like, how are they wronged in so many ways? Like, the parents is not taking into consideration how they are taken care of or certain stuff. Now, even though it's nice to have a well-known person in the family, I would expect it will be very nice to have that, you know what I mean? Being linked to whoever, but it's what has to be done to get that status, and it's not right. And that's why now the laws hopefully will be put in, especially all over, including the UK. Because we put the UK in there. At first I was saying the States, but the UK as well need to be included, because like he really should, Jack particularly should have been very much taken care of. Corey Haim should have been protected from nonsense as well, especially if they're on sets and stuff like that. It is a very scary world for children. I keep saying it's a scary world for children, right? And I've covered many children who's either passed away or something. And so when you see somebody like this now, who was in a big Marvel movie, we know Marvel is big, like DC Marvel is big. I watch DC Marvel movies myself. It's very big, and to know that he is somehow pushed aside, forgotten, to levels of homelessness. We hear about Gary Coleman at the time, Different Strokes. You know about Different Strokes. You know about Gary Coleman, how he literally, you know, like Orlando Brown is actually hanging on by the short and curlies right now. Raven, she went through a time when she was told that how she was too big, she was too this, she's too that, she had to lose weight, she had to do that, she had to do this to fit in. Now, when right, you're already going through teenage growing pains already as it is, and then like you got people telling you what to do and how to be, but then luckily for her, she kind of fell back on stuff. So I mean, the whole reason for me putting up this live was because of Jack in the first place, and it's led into Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, because they were child stars, and River Phoenix, Ralph Macchio. I don't even know if Ralph Macchio is still around. Yeah, so the child, it's like the children have no rights. This is, they are handed over to the industry, and that is a very sad and a very scary time. So if your child is very talented or good at acting or whatever, right, and you put them on a set or modeling or whatever, you don't know who's around them, and it is a scary time. I will feel it was a scary time before, and it's even scarier now because the tactics has changed and different things have changed. Not only that, right, they are not thinking, I don't know. I feel that because people make money off of people sell their children for a penny, given the opportunity. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna keep it like this. However, if Jack posts again, I will put him up. I'm supposed to put up about the mega church thing again because the lady, she's really going in on them as well. So I'll see you in the next live. Please leave a comment on all the lives so that I can engage with you as well about this situation, about any situation, because these things have to be spoken about. So I'll see you. Thank you, Blanco, for coming through. I know I had interruptions. My phone was ringing, but I had to take the call. So with that said, I will see you in the next live. Take care. Bye.